Everything Tommy built is on the line. The empire he thought he could control is crumbling, the people he trusted are hiding secrets, and the shadows of the past are closing in faster than ever. Season 3 of Landman isn't just another chapter, it's a storm. One wrong move could destroy everything. And this time, the danger isn't coming from outside, it's already inside. Tommy's world has never felt more fragile, yet he moves with the calm of a man who knows chaos intimately. The quiet before the storm has settled over the ranch, but underneath, tension coils like a rattlesnake ready to strike. Ever since Cammy's bold takeover of MTX, Tommy's confidence has been shaken, yet he refuses to show weakness. The boardrooms and oil rigs he once fought to dominate now seem like distant battlegrounds. His focus has shifted to the raw, unpolished life he has carved out with Cooper and TL. It's not power or money driving him, it's survival, family, and the slim hope that he can rebuild without repeating past mistakes. But peace, Tommy has learned, is an illusion. Galino's return hangs over him like a storm cloud he cannot outrun. Every phone call, every unexpected visitor, every casual glance carries the weight of threat. Galino doesn't make noise. He infiltrates, manipulates, and waits patiently for the perfect moment to strike. The calm Tommy tries to cultivate is under siege, and every small decision now feels like walking on the edge of a knife. At the ranch, the oil rigs present a new kind of tension. Rigs teetering between fortune and disaster, contracts lined with legal traps, and crews who can't be trusted entirely. Tommy knows every mistake could cascade into something irreversible. Meanwhile, personal relationships, once a source of warmth, are fraying under pressure. Cammy's shadow still looms in unexpected ways, and while she seems focused on her own path, the past she shares with Tommy is never far from collision. Trust has become a rare commodity, and even Cooper, loyal as he is, can't shield Tommy from the subtle betrayals waiting in the wings. Each day is a test of judgment, each decision a gamble. And while Tommy works to protect what matters most, his new life, his family, his chance to start over, he is painfully aware that starting over isn't the same as being safe. Every victory feels temporary, every calm deceptive, and every plan precarious. The danger in Landman has never been more intimate. It isn't just business or rivals, it's the way the people closest to him might unintentionally or intentionally, pull the rug from under him. And as the sun sets over the sprawling ranch, the tension simmers. Tommy stands on a precipice, looking out at everything he has fought for, everything he has lost, and everything he might still lose. In the shadows, Galino waits. Across the rigs, unseen forces prepare to challenge him, and in the quiet moments, when Tommy allows himself even a breath of relief, he knows. Peace has a price, and it's one he may not be able to pay. Season 3 begins not with a bang, but with a slow, suffocating sense of inevitability, where every choice is a step toward salvation or the abyss. The morning air at the ranch carries a deceptive calm, but Tommy knows better. Every sunrise is a reminder that the world he is trying to rebuild is brittle, and that beneath the surface, threats are gathering like storm clouds. The CTT operations are expanding, but with growth comes exposure. Contracts that could be exploited, deals that could be sabotaged, and whispers of old enemies resurfacing at the worst possible moment. Tommy's instincts, honed over years of navigating betrayal and ambition, scream at him to stay alert, to question everyone and everything, yet he also understands the weight of fatigue. His body and mind are exhausted from constant vigilance, and that exhaustion is as dangerous as any external threat. Cooper is loyal, yes, but even he cannot fully anticipate the subtle manipulations that could undermine them. TL, younger and full of ambition, sees opportunity everywhere, yet his inexperience sometimes blinds him to the dangers Tommy can't afford to overlook. And through it all, Tommy is forced to wrestle with his own demons. The memories of mistakes he made with MTX, the betrayals he endured, and the bitter taste of power lost too quickly. Galino, quiet but lethal in his strategy, is never far from Tommy's thoughts. He doesn't rush, he doesn't bluster, but his presence is like a shadow that follows every move Tommy makes, reminding him that control is an illusion and that patience can be more deadly than any confrontation. As Tommy navigates these treacherous waters, his personal life offers little relief. Cammy's choices continue to ripple into his world, forcing him to consider not just his survival, but the survival of the family he's chosen over empire. Trust is fraying, even in moments of intimacy. Every conversation carries unspoken tension, every gesture is scrutinized, and every decision could be misread as weakness or provocation. Meanwhile, the offshore rigs have become a focal point of tension that Tommy cannot ignore. The stakes are higher than ever, and the pressure mounts as technical failures, environmental risks, and corporate sabotage threaten to turn what should be a new beginning into a potential catastrophe. Tommy's mind races constantly, juggling the minutiae of operations while anticipating the moves of enemies both known and unknown. He knows that every misstep will be magnified, every oversight punished, and that the line between success and disaster is razor thin. And yet, amidst the chaos, there is a strange beauty in the struggle, a sense that these trials are forging him into someone more resilient, sharper, and even more dangerous than before. He is learning to operate not from a place of hope or ambition, but from a place of calculated survival, where each decision is a tactical choice and every relationship a potential liability. Even moments of calm are tinged with unease, because Tommy has learned that in Landman, quiet is rarely safe, and peace is often the precursor to devastation. The day stretches on, filled with the hum of machinery, the low murmurs of strategy, and the subtle but constant tension of eyes watching, waiting, and evaluating. As the sun dips behind the distant hills, Tommy is reminded that he is a man caught between worlds, the legacy he cannot reclaim, the life he is building, and the unseen dangers creeping ever closer. The shadows lengthen, and in those shadows, the stakes of Season 3 reveal themselves. It is not merely a fight for business, but a battle for trust, for family, for identity, and for survival itself. Every move matters, every choice is critical, and the repercussions of a single error could echo far beyond the ranch, reaching into the boardrooms, the oil rigs, and the fragile bonds that tie his life together. This is a season defined not by victories or losses, but by the tension that lives in every unspoken word, in every glance, in every heartbeat, as Tommy prepares for the inevitable collision with forces that refuse to be ignored. Season 3 is not gentle, it is relentless, unyielding, and poised to test every fiber of Tommy's being. The deeper Tommy goes into rebuilding his life, the more he realizes that the past never truly lets go. Galino's influence creeps into every corner of his world like smoke, silent but suffocating. He doesn't announce his moves, he orchestrates chaos with precision, turning allies into unwitting adversaries and creating cracks in even the strongest foundations. Every handshake, every agreement, every deal is now shadowed by the possibility that someone is playing both sides, that betrayal might come from the person he trusts the most. The tension is nearly unbearable, but Tommy thrives on it. This is the arena he knows, the game he has mastered, and yet even he can't predict everything. Cammy, emboldened by her control of MTX, has grown sharper, more calculating. She knows Tommy's tendencies, his strengths, and his weaknesses, and she's not afraid to test them. Each interaction with her is a chess match, loaded with unspoken threats and lingering questions. Is she working toward her own gain, or is she testing him to see if he's still the man who once held everything in his hands? Tommy can't tell, and that uncertainty gnaws at him relentlessly. The tension isn't confined to the office or the boardroom. It follows him to the ranch, to the rigs, to every quiet moment he allows himself. Even Cooper and TL are caught in the ripple effects. Their loyalty is unwavering, but their inexperience makes them vulnerable to manipulation. And Tommy is forced to make split-second decisions that could save or doom all three of them. Every choice is fraught with consequences, and the weight of responsibility presses down like a physical burden. Meanwhile, the offshore rigs become more than just business ventures. They are pressure cookers of tension, danger, and ambition. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and an entire operation could collapse, bringing financial ruin, public scrutiny, and personal disaster. Tommy knows this, and he pushes himself harder, calculating every risk, every variable, and every human factor with near-obsessive intensity. And yet, the human element is the most unpredictable of all. Relationships, alliances, and emotions cannot be fully controlled, no matter how clever or prepared Tommy is. Cammy's decisions ripple outward in ways he cannot anticipate. Galino's patience and cunning create traps in unexpected places. And even Cooper and TL's loyalty is tested by circumstances that push them beyond their limits. There are moments when Tommy allows himself to think about what he truly wants: stability, family, a chance to breathe. But these moments are fleeting. He is constantly reminded that peace is temporary, that happiness is fragile, and that the world he inhabits is unforgiving. And yet, amidst the tension, there are sparks of strategy and brilliance. Tommy begins to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to anticipate moves before they are made, and to manipulate situations with subtlety and precision. He becomes more than a survivor. He becomes a force that others must reckon with, whether they like it or not. But power comes with a price. Every calculated move, every small victory carries the potential for devastating loss. One slip, one misjudgment, one moment of overconfidence, and the carefully constructed life he is building could collapse entirely. Season 3 of Landman thrives on this tension, on the razor's edge between triumph and disaster. As the days unfold, Tommy learns that danger is not always visible, that enemies may be disguised as friends, and that trust is the most volatile commodity of all. The story accelerates as Galino's shadow looms larger, Cammy's plans unfold with ruthless precision, and the stakes of the rigs, the ranch, and Tommy's personal life converge into a pressure so intense it threatens to shatter everything he has fought for. This is the season where mistakes cannot be afforded, where loyalty is tested to its breaking point, and where every heartbeat carries the weight of impending consequence. There is no room for error, no margin for hesitation, and no guarantee that survival will equate to victory. Tommy is poised on the edge, fully aware that in Landman, calm is always temporary, and peace is never permanent. Season 3 is not just a continuation, it is an escalation. A relentless descent into intrigue, betrayal, and the raw struggle for control, identity, and legacy. Tommy knows the calm of the ranch is an illusion, and as the days pass, the pressure tightens like a vice. Every decision he makes is scrutinized, every action calculated, and every word weighed for consequence. Galino's presence is no longer just a shadow in the back of his mind. It's an active force that shapes the world around him. Galino doesn't strike with obvious power. He moves subtly, planting doubts, manipulating circumstances, and making allies question loyalties without ever lifting a finger publicly. Tommy has faced enemies before, but none as patient, as calculated, or as unpredictable. The tension is psychological as much as it is strategic, a slow-burning storm that threatens to collapse even the strongest alliances. Meanwhile, Cammy's rise has shifted the balance of power in ways Tommy can't fully control. Her audacity, her tactical brilliance, and her willingness to embrace ruthless measures make her a formidable opponent, and her path is destined to intersect with Tommy's at moments that will test both their limits. Even moments of personal connection, family meals, quiet evenings, shared laughter, are tinged with unease because Tommy knows the world outside these walls is waiting to strike. And Cammy's moves are always a reminder of how fragile stability truly is. Cooper and TL remain loyal, but their roles are more complicated than ever. They are partners in rebuilding Tommy's life, yet their own ambitions, fears, and mistakes introduce variables he cannot always predict. Every misstep, every lapse in judgment could have cascading effects, and Tommy bears the weight of responsibility for their well-being as much as his own. The offshore rigs continue to loom as both opportunity and danger. What should be a sign of progress and growth is fraught with peril. Technical failures, sabotage, and the ever-present risk of exposure to enemies who would exploit any weakness. Tommy moves through these threats with the precision of a man who has learned the value of patience, observation, and calculated aggression. But patience has its limits, and stress takes its toll. There are nights when Tommy lies awake, haunted by memories of past failures and the specter of future catastrophes, wondering if the life he is building is worth the constant vigilance it demands. And then there is the human element, the unpredictability of emotion, loyalty, and desire. Cammy's actions, Galino's manipulations, Cooper's impulsiveness, TL's ambition, each one can change the trajectory of Tommy's carefully laid plans in an instant. He is forced to anticipate not just business moves or external threats, but the very hearts and minds of the people closest to him. Season 3 thrives on this intricate web of tension, where the stakes are personal, professional, and existential all at once. Every scene, every decision, and every interaction pulses with suspense because nothing is guaranteed, and the consequences of failure are catastrophic. Tommy's evolution is remarkable. He is sharper, more strategic, and more ruthless, but also weighed down by the human cost of his actions. He has learned that survival is not enough. To thrive, he must be unyielding, vigilant, and willing to confront the most dangerous truths, even if those truths come from within. And as the sun sets over the sprawling expanse of the ranch and the offshore rigs glitter in the distance, the world of Landman pulses with the tension of the inevitable. Galino waits, unseen but omnipresent. Cammy strategizes with the precision of someone who refuses to fail. Cooper and TL navigate the fine line between loyalty and ambition. And Tommy stands at the center of it all, a man whose strength, intellect, and resilience will be tested as never before. Season 3 is the crucible in which every relationship, every plan, and every ounce of cunning will be forged or broken. There are no easy victories here. There are no safe retreats. There is only the relentless march of consequences, the careful balance of strategy and intuition, and the understanding that in Landman, the calmest moment can erupt into devastation without warning. Every misstep, whether intentional or accidental, could trigger a domino effect capable of undoing all progress. The offshore rigs have become both a battleground and a crucible. The technical challenges, environmental hazards, and corporate espionage that surround them are not merely obstacles. They are instruments of tension that constantly remind Tommy how precarious his position is. Each decision about operations, staff, or strategy carries weight far beyond the immediate moment, and every choice is shadowed by the knowledge that enemies, known and unseen, are waiting to exploit the smallest weakness. Tommy's personal life mirrors the chaos of his business world. The bonds he has with his family, with Cammy, and even with Cooper and TL are stretched thin. Trust, once assumed, must now be earned repeatedly, and loyalty is measured in decisions made under pressure, in sacrifices embraced or denied, and in moments of vulnerability that leave each character exposed. The emotional stakes are as high as the operational ones. Every interaction carries the potential for devastating revelations, heartbreak, or betrayal. As Season 3 unfolds, the convergence of these pressures creates a tension that is nearly unbearable. Tommy's evolution is on full display. He is sharper, more strategic, and more resilient, yet every ounce of his intelligence and experience is tested by forces beyond simple calculation. The audience witnesses a man operating under unrelenting scrutiny, whose every victory is hard-won, and whose every mistake carries exponential consequences. The stakes are personal, professional, and existential, and the intensity of each scene leaves viewers gripping the edge of their seats, wondering who will survive, who will falter, and who will emerge victorious. And as the series moves toward its inevitable confrontations, it becomes clear that Season 3 of Landman is not just about Tommy reclaiming what he lost. It is about the constant negotiation between ambition, loyalty, survival, and the unseen forces that manipulate life from the shadows. The finale moments, hinted at in the trailers, promise shocking revelations, explosive confrontations, and twists that will challenge everything the audience thinks they know about these characters. Galino's true intentions will be revealed, Cammy's ambitions will collide with Tommy's new path, and Cooper and TL will be forced to make choices that could define their lives forever. Every subplot, every plan, every whispered threat is building toward a crescendo where only the most prepared, most cunning, and most resilient will survive. The emotional and strategic stakes are intertwined, creating a world where danger lurks in every corner and where the cost of mistakes is unbearably high. Tommy has learned that in this world, peace is temporary, trust is fragile, and power comes with a price. Season 3 is more than a continuation. It is a relentless, tension-filled journey where suspense, betrayal, and survival dominate every moment. And as the screen fades on each cliffhanger, the audience is left with a singular, inescapable truth. In Landman, the calmest moment can erupt into devastation, and the only certainty is that nothing will ever be the same again. Every choice matters, every action has consequences, and every heartbeat carries the weight of the inevitable. This is the season where alliances will fracture, enemies will strike from the shadows, and Tommy will face the ultimate test of whether starting over was his greatest triumph or his deadliest mistake.